in this video, I'm going to talk about Pythagorean Theorem. This is the introduction, which is one of the most useful theorem in the world. And here's the equation, which is a squared should be equal to a squared plus b squared should be equal to c squared. And at first, I'm going to talk about c squared first. And c squared is the value of hypotenuse. So, hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is the longest side of the right triangle, and we can find hypotenuse by, in this way, if there's a right triangle, hypotenuse should be always opposite of the right angle. So we can say that this is hypotenuse, which we're going to be C. So I'll label this length C. And for A and B, so for A and B should be other sides. It should not include the hypotenuse. And A and B, we call it legs. So, legs. And so if I write it, I'll just call this length A. I'll just call this length B. The orders doesn't matter. So if there is A and B and C, we can say that A squared, so A squared plus B squared should be equal to hypotenuse, which is C squared. So we can use it if there's a right triangle, and if we don't, let's say that we don't know the value of b, and we can find it by taking square root of both of c and b, c and a. And let's say we don't know the value of b, and we know the value of c, which is 2. We know the value of, let's say we know the value of c, which is 4, and then a 3. And let's find it. And it says if you make an equation, it is a squared plus b squared should be c squared. Now c squared is 4 squared in this case, so 4 squared should be equal to 3 squared plus b squared. And if you simplify this more, 3 squared, we're gonna be 9 plus b squared should be equal to 4 squared, which is 16. And we can subtract 9 to the both side. And in the left side, we're going to give b squared should be equal to 7. And we can take square root of it. So we can finally get the answer that b should be equal to square root of 7. So this was the introduction of the Pythagorean Theorem, and in the next video we're going to talk about the first example of first problem using the Pythagorean Theorem.